Every single caste has another caste below it. So you are not just being exploited, you also have somebody to exploit.
For so many generations, we have seen inequalities and discrimination for so long. But now what I see is there are different flavors of such discrimination. Like now we are speaking about how global north and south are widening and climate injustice.
From where will the change come? Change requires a change agent, right? We agree there is discrimination, yes. But I'm benefiting. They make 10x for every x they give me. Will I rise and rebel? I won't. In fact, one kind of expression of my rebellion would be that I want to become a stakeholder. I don't want to end the exploitation. I want to become one of the exploiters. People say to change the system, you have to participate in the system. To participate in the system means to accept the deal. And if you've already accepted the deal, how will you rebel? You can never be in the system and change the system, believe me. Rebellions should have been very easy, but they never happen. Because these 1% know the trick. Keep the 99% engaged, happy, with little doles, little giveaways. The great thing is, the remaining 99.9% have these 0.1% as role models. When your exploiter becomes your role model, will you ever rebel? And when somebody tries to liberate you from your role models, your idols, it is not your idol that you attack, it is the liberator that you attack. I'm getting support from the animal kingdom. Yes.
Pranam Acharya Ji. I'm Abhilash. I have a question related to discrimination. For so many generations, we have seen inequalities and discrimination for so long. There is income inequality, caste-based discrimination, gender-based discrimination, sexual orientation discrimination. And we have gone through this for many, many generations. But now what I see is there are different flavors of such discrimination. Like now we are speaking about how global north and south are widening and climate injustice. And I see that these discriminations have become more deep and also systemized. So despite having so much of violence around these discriminations, how come change is not coming up, and how come there is no effective and meaningful change happening?
From where will the change come? Change requires a change agent, right? We said discrimination. So there is a party here that supposedly dominates and exploits. That's the essence of discrimination. And there is a party at the receiving end, dominated and exploited. Typically, we assume that the change will come from the dominated party, because they are the ones facing the injustice. So we assume that they will rise and rebel, and then there would be an end to the discrimination and we'll have a fairer order. You know, we should appreciate it. The beauty of all kinds of discriminatory systems is that they enable the exploited party to have a stake in the discrimination. So now who is going to rally for the change? For change to happen, somebody has to be a change agent. If the change agent feels that I am not being exploited, instead, I too am a beneficiary, I too am a stakeholder in this discriminatory process. We agree there is discrimination, yes. But I'm benefiting. I'm benefiting. No. And that's what kind of foolproofs and immortalizes the discriminatory systems. You're getting it? Take salary, for example. It's a very good example. So, I'm paid an amount X, right? My employer, the stakeholders, the shareholders in the company, they make 10x out of my labor, my intellectual labor. They pay me X. They make 11x, they pay me X, they save 10x. But this X enables me to run my household and fulfill my dreams. This X enables me to run my household, send my kids to school, buy a new car, pay my EMIs, please my parents, have some social status. Correct? I know they are exploiting me. They make 10x for every X they give me. Will I rise and rebel? Will I rise and rebel? I won't. In fact, one kind of expression of my rebellion would be that I want to become a stakeholder. I don't want to end the exploitation. I want to become one of the exploiters. That's the distorted kind of rebellion that we express. Startups.
Yes.
Why be a salaried employee? Be the exploiter, the shark himself. And icing on the cake, be called a job generator, an employment provider. Do you see this? The stereotypical housewife, everywhere, ubiquitous in Indian households. She knows what's happening to her. But she has been brought to a point she can do nothing without the husband. In all ways, she leans on the husband. She cribs. She beats her feet. She gets angry also. She throws tantrums. In whatever little ways she can express her dissatisfaction, she does that. But does she ever walk out? She can't, because she has a stake in the system now. That's the beauty of very, very finely made exploitative systems. They will not allow the exploiter to rebel, not by force, but by incentivizing with some little bit of grease. Tere liye bhi to kuch hai. Take the caste system, for example, the big monster when it comes to discrimination. Every single caste has another caste below it. So you are not just being exploited, you also have somebody to exploit. Don't crib so much, please. If somebody above you has kicked you in your stomach, you can go to somebody else and try out the same thing. Same thing. But sir, there must be a lowermost caste. Oh, they have their wives. When you have nobody to kick, then there is always the wife. But sir, wives, there are the kids. Everybody has some stake in the system. There can be rebellion only when somebody decides, I do not want what the system is giving me. I disown, I quit. I refuse to partake. I'm not taking what you're giving me. Because the system does not exploit you for nothing, not for free. It bribes you into submission. You are being bribed to get exploited.